When people are released from jail, they have the responsibility to appear in court. But some of these people choose to go on the run.
They go back home to mommy.
And that is when these guys come into the picture. So sit back and listen to the Off the Hook podcast with Chad and Rob.
Very fine people on both sides.
These are real stories, but the names have been changed.
What's up, Chad?
What's up, Robert?
How you doing, man?
Doing all right, man. Had a nice weekend.
Yeah, I hope
holiday.
everybody else had
Yeah.
a good holiday. We had July 4th, and it was very warm.
Yes, the water felt great this weekend, as you can tell from the tins we got here.
Yeah.
We've been in the sun a little bit.
And we bumped into each other at the island here, so
Yep.
sat there and float like a bobber in the water. That's all we did.
Yeah, that water was nice.
What was it? What was the temperature like? 80 something?
I don't know. I
82?
went out in the Gulf, and it was 83 in the Gulf. I don't know about on shore. It's usually a little bit cooler, but right at 80, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was nice. It was beautiful. Kind of windy a little bit. I know the sand was getting in everywhere, but
Yeah. Toward the end of the day, every day it's gotten windy, kind of strange.
yeah. So, episode 7 here, sir. I got a rant.
Go ahead.
I got a rant.
Get it out.
So, last Wednesday, I had to go up to Wilson County Courthouse to sign off on my child support, which I'm done. But I want to tell you, I was the only one in there with a button-up shirt and a nice pair of pants with my shirt tucked in. Everybody else was in their pajamas. It was horrible. The child support system is unconstitutional as hell. They've already ruled on that, but they're still doing it because they're going to get money from your ass. But anyway, when I go up to Wilson County, it's like I step back 15, 20 years. Do you ever feel like that when you go back where you grew up at?
No.
I'm sure there's some listeners.
You're from a small, hick little town.
I know, man. All right, so the little town I'm from is called Lucama. Everybody calls it Lucama, or some stupid shit or whatever. Anyway, there's not much there. I think there's a bar and a couple little mom and pop places, but other than that, it's like a step back 20 years. Dudes are still wearing cargo shorts.
I guess that's what they got there. I don't know.
Oh, anyway, that goes my rant. I don't like Wilson County. Thank God I moved away many moons ago. So what's on the latest here lately? Oh, it's hurricane, man.
Oh yeah, that just hit Texas this morning. I think it was a Category 1. Looks like they're getting some rain. It's only 80 miles an hour. I mean, it'll do damage, but, we see a lot worse here.
Well, if anybody's listening down in that area that's getting hit by it, we feel you. We understand.
Yeah, we hope you're doing okay down
and
there.
Prayers with you. Hey, did you see? I saw a TikTok, man, about Biden.
He's not backing down. He's still going to run.
Dude, let me tell you.
Jog or whatever you can do.
He goes, I'm not backing down. I will beat Donald Trump in 2020. And I was like, did he just say 2020?
Did he say that really?
He said 2020, bro.
Well, he beat Medicare, so he said
beat
that
it to death.
He said that during the debate. I thought that was funny.
Oh,
We beat Medicare.
oh God.
You did? Medicaid? Medicare?
Jesus. I tell you what, man, it's almost like it's like watching a cartoon now. It's hysterical. I can't believe our country's gotten to this now, man.
Oh, I meant to tell you, it's so funny. My friend John and my neighbor, they're in London right now, and he sent me a clip from TV where they have they watch American. They were watching the debate.
Uh-huh.
And it has people there and their responses to our debate.
Really?
Yeah, it was interesting. They're they're like, how can these Americans keep supporting this Biden guy? Like he can't function. But it's like we're the laughing stock of the world right now.
Well, I think media, everybody believed the media so much, but I think a lot of people now are starting going, okay, media, I think you're a little crazy.
My left friends, I'm sorry, but I mean, a lot of you act like it was a surprise that Biden was in such
Bad shape.
Yeah, I mean, during that debate, we've been seeing this for years. And I just heard Joe Rogan this morning talking about back in 1988, they used to have a comedy thing where they would actually, they called it the Joe Biden. It was a segment they did in their comedy where, because he's plagiarized so much in his career, that the premise of the comedy act was different comedians would get up and do each other's bits. You know, they would plagiarize. They would like, I would do yours and you would do mine. You know, because it was not their own. And that was back in 1988.
Oh, remember when Eddie Murphy did a stand-up back in the 80s? He had his little red suit on. He couldn't do that now.
Okay.
Remember that?
Yeah, but we were talking about Joe Biden.
Well,
Where
he
did
is.
Eddie Murphy come from? What did he do?
Oh, I thought it was
Banana in a tailpipe. That's what he's famous for.
too hot in the hot tub.
Okay.
So, right on. So, our next story here that we're getting into is Myrtle Beach, Dirty Myrtle. So, let's get with it.
Story time.
I can tell stories. Got too much to tell. I can tell got too much.
Story's over.
Story's over?
Well, the song is.
I have no idea what
All
happened
right.
there.
Well, it's probably better that we stop there. Anyway,
Chad loves that.
I think it's a good intro to
I think
story
it's
time.
great. I think it's great. And by the way, before we get into the story, make sure you go to our YouTube channel, subscribe. I think we got it fixed now, and you can see us live.
Well,
Well-
you know, when we filmed it live.
Yeah, when we filmed it. So yeah, you can see it, and
You know.
you can see our pretty faces.
Okay, enough of that.
I'm not wearing a hat today, so the glare might be coming off the head.
All right, let's get to the story. This is about our little skip. We call him Danny the Crackhead.
Danny, a $25,000 bond out of Brunswick County,
Yeah.
and let's see. Oh, Danny the Crackhead. We get the forfeiture, and as always, we always start the process. We start looking into it.
Yeah, we go through our information sheet. You know, when we do a bond, you know, we're interviewing the co-signer. We're getting information. We're getting relatives, friends, information, people associated with this person. So when we get to this point, we have something to review and kind of pick up where they're at. So we review that and we start making phone calls. I think we called his dad.
Dad was a co-signer.
You know, we figured, Dad, you know, your son's known, you know, got a drug problem. Let's get this guy some help. You know, this is probably what's going on when he skips. We call Dad, and Dad says, well, I haven't seen him in quite a few months. And, you know, you never know if they're telling you the truth or not.
Yeah, we could kind of tell it in his voice, though, because you know you had him on speakerphone, and I was listening into your conversation, and you can tell by somebody's voice when they're lying to you.
Yeah. So anyway, we keep doing our research. Since that was kind of a dead end, he's not really being helpful. We're like, well, you know, whatever, we'll figure it out. And we keep digging. We look in the social media stuff, and we're not finding anything. Of course, his number's disconnected. Who was it? The girlfriend that co-signed?
No, it was the dad that co-signed, but the girlfriend, I think she was a second co-signer. I
Okay,
believe.
she was a reference. Okay, yeah. So we start looking into the girlfriend, and we do our report where we find everybody
Numbers.
on her. because you find one, you're going to find the other usually.
And we spoke with her, and she was saying that he missed court because he was in the hospital. He has stage 4 liver cancer, I believe.
I don't doubt it. He had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
But
And that's what we were told. And so we're like, all right, so we're trying to help him get this resolved. Hey, you need to contact your attorney, get it recalled. Recalled means
get a new court date and get put back on the calendar so that once that happens, we can file our motion to stop our clock, so to speak, because we only have so much time to fix this. So it gives us the opportunity to reset our clock. We're not off with a bond, but we have a new, like as long as they go to court and everything, we can reset it.
Well, after a couple weeks of dealing with the girlfriend and
yeah, you got to know when to pull the plug on all the talk, because people will bullshit you to buy more time, you to stall so they can do whatever it is they're going to do to put you off so that they can either go relocate somewhere else, or they rarely take care of it.
So I think I'm out one day serving some papers or something, and I get a phone call from, it was a Raleigh number, and I pick up, and it was this guy on the phone saying, hey, I'm an attorney. I'm handling Danny the Crackhead's case. And I said, okay, cool. You know, we're moving. We're getting things rolling, okay? He goes, well, I can't get him to show up. I can't get him to, he's already paid me. I just don't understand why he just won't show up. And the whole time I'm like, if you spend all this money on an attorney, thousands of dollars to get your stuff handled, and you got a sweet plea deal, why aren't you showing up? There's something going on.
Right. Well, drugs is a hell of a thing.
Yeah. And so Chad finds, we start looking, and Chad finds the daughter.
The daughter of the girlfriend.
Yep.
Yeah, we find her. We call her. And again, you got to be careful who you talk to. You know, the dad's already warned the guy more than likely at this point because he wasn't being truthful with us. So we call the daughter of the girlfriend, and she lives in like Thomasville, North Carolina, which is, you know, like 4.5 hours from here. Anyway, turns out she used to be a deputy at the sheriff's department there, and she hadn't spoken to her mother in quite a while. We thought it was odd. We found her social media page, and I was looking at it, and I kept scrolling. She was gay. She adopted her and her wife. They adopted a child, and I thought it was odd that there were no pictures of the grandmother, the new grandmother. Like, you know, whenever there's a baby involved, there's going to be grandma in the picture, right? Well, there were none. So I just thought that was really odd. So I figured it was safe for us to reach out and talk to her because there has to be some kind of story there.
Yeah. And Chad's really good about picking up on this stuff. Like, he's good at a lot of certain things. I'm good at a lot of certain things. And together is just...
That's how it works.
It works great.
So we do a background on her. We get her phone number. We call her.
And she's a Trump supporter.
Yeah, which is, you know, a little strange for, you know, gay people who don't tend to support Trump, but we're glad when you guys do, because you see. Anyway, she was great. She was like, I've been waiting for this phone call. And we're like, we want to help you find your mom because we know that you're probably wanting to know where she's at. And sure enough, she was looking for her. And she gave us the aunt's information that lived down in Little River, yeah. So Little River, for those of you who don't know our geography here, it's on the line between North Carolina and South Carolina.
Right off of 17, about 15 minutes north of North Myrtle.
Right. We're in Wilmington, North Carolina, so we're about an hour or so from the South Carolina border of Myrtle Beach. She lived right on that border, and what it was she lived there. The dad that we spoke to had a summer home in a little community close by in that neighborhood. Remember?
Yeah.
And so So we had a little bit of information here. So we're starting to compile all of our information. We're keeping in touch. She says that we call her and let her know who we are. She's, reluctant at first, and then she's like, yeah, they use me for money, basically. I've got cancer, and they come by whenever they need something. That's about all only time I see them.
So we went down, we talked to her, and we found that house in Calabash.
Yeah, well, there was a little bit more before we took off down there, I believe. Before we took off down there, I did some more searching, and I found that he got arrested on Christmas Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so in North Myrtle area, he got arrested. So now we know that he got arrested. So we went to the police department, and we can get a report. That'll tell us exactly where he got arrested. So it was like, I don't know, like noon or something like that. He got arrested. So it was early. So if you're wasted and you get, DWI early in the day, more than likely, I'm thinking you live within a mile or two circumference of where you got arrested, because you're not going to go take a long drive and, after you've been drinking. Not a real long drive. You're just going to go as far as you need to.
And keep this in mind, he has no ties there.
Right. Yeah, the only one is the aunt of the girlfriend that's in Little River.
Yeah.
That's the closest one. And then there's the dad's house. So it turns out he was getting mail there.
In
In Calabash, which is right close to there. It's like
it's in North Carolina. It's right before the line.
It's like 2 miles away from each other, something like that. So he would receive mail there. So he would periodically. We had enough information. Now we're going to take a trip down there and kind of scout the area out. We stop in the neighborhood that the dad has the summer home in, and we find that house. There's nobody there. There's a neighbor next door. We go and talk to them.
Yep.
And they say, yeah, he used to live here, but he doesn't anymore. But he comes periodically to get mail. That's how we found. That's how we.
Once, twice a week or something.
Yeah,
like
something like that. Once or twice a week. So we're not going to be able to sit there and watch that much, for somebody to come. But we now have a little bit of information. We talked to the aunt, and we see if she'll help us. So she communicates with the girlfriend through Facebook Messenger, I believe. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to make it to where they would meet maybe at a Walmart to get, whatever supplies they needed or something. And she's all for it. She's willing to help because at this point, none of the family's seen this lady, this mother of this girl that we started out talking to. She just kind of dropped off, and they're, concerned that she's just doing drugs and, living a horrible lifestyle.
So now we've got information knowing that they are in Myrtle Beach. They're coming back, so they're not far away. They're coming to get the mail. We have confirmation that from the girlfriend and aunt that they're still nearby, and the police report. So that gives us enough information to, hey, let's head down to Dirty Myrtle. We call it Dirty Myrtle because it's dirty. So we go by the house, talk to the neighbor, find out about the mail, and we start heading down just to go look. I mean, we are wishing a win right now.
Yeah, it's not a lot. It's nothing, so we did know the make of the car.
Yes, and a license plate.
Yeah, so, with all that, when we got the police report, it wasn't far from the police department either. We ride to the spot, and at this time, it's wintertime. So it was like, Christmas just had gone and come. I think we were in January, first week of January, something like that. And if you know anything about Myrtle Beach during the winter, you can get oceanfront, place for $100 because they're hurting because nobody wants to go there in the wintertime.
Cheap.
You can get it real cheap. And
we went to the police department first.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked to them, told them who we were, told them what we were there for. And then they wouldn't help us. They wouldn't even give us information on them. And it's weird because I know we're looked down upon because we're not law enforcement, but we're doing the same job. We're making sure,
Yeah, we're both trying to do the same thing here, but we're just not cops.
And so we have an area like a 5-mile radius area that we're looking in, like hotels and a Dollar General and Walmart's.
Yeah, so everybody knows. Well, usually when you're dealing with folks that are kind of skipping around like this, you can always count on little convenience stores, gas stations, convenience stores, Walmart's, all places that these people pop up at. And so within that area of where he was arrested, we found a Walmart.
Dollar General, like almost next to it.
Yeah, the Dollar General. And those were places that we started at. The very first one we went to, we have this website, Slammer Picks, we put, wanted people on.
Check it out.
And that way I can just pull it up and I can go through the photos and say, here, what do you think? We went there. Girl was outside that worked there smoking, and she was a cashier. Showed her the picture. She said, yes, he was here just the other night, and he banged on the glass right at closing time.
And she could tell that they were high on something.
Right.
Because they were, pacing around.
So we know we're right in the area. The thing is, there's so many hotels, the parking decks. I mean,
side streets.
You can hide a car, easy. It takes a lot of searching to figure this out.
We go to the Walmart right after that.
The Walmart had seen them too. Walmarts always have good cameras, everything. They had seen her, and they thought they had seen him, but definitely ID'd her. So we're in the spot. It's somewhere around here.
I think by the end of the day, because we were there all day long, and you're driving around, and you just kind of you start seeing the same thing over and over. Side streets, looking at hotels, parking decks, parking lots, even little townhomes and stuff that are off the beaten path. And I think we just, me and Chad were like, all right, let's we got some information. We can go back, we can regroup, and try to figure this thing out. And we talked to the aunt. And she's like, well, I'm going to go file a missing persons report. I said, oh, awesome, because the cops wouldn't help us at all. So maybe they'll help you.
So, yeah, this is where it's pretty cool. After she did that, and I didn't know this about Myrtle Beach, but going across the state line, they have the camera system that license plate readers. And I told you they were going across the line to the house once or twice a week to check the mail. It was only 2 days later she calls us. She says, I know where they're at. Got a call from a detective. He went and did a wellness check at a hotel. She gave us the name of the hotel, the room number.
Address, the whole nine.
So we're like, yes.
We're in the office here, right? So we're in the office. We get this phone call, and I look at Chad. I'm like, and while he's on the phone, we're getting our shit together.
yeah, we're scrambling to get everything together that we need. You don't want to forget anything.
Yeah, and we take off and go down there. So we get there, and there's a parking deck for the hotel right across the street.
Yeah, that's on oceanfront. Kind of what we were thinking, In
the same area that we were looking.
Yeah, it was just a little bit, we just didn't cover that area, but it was within that perimeter that we were thinking. And so what we do first is we go over to the parking deck, and we want to find the car. That's their transportation. We're going to put a tracker on that car because wherever it's going to go, if, say, we mess up, whatever, they slip through.
It's kind of like insurance.
It's like insurance, yeah. It's backup.
Yeah.
So we go up this parking deck thing, and we get on, like, the top floor almost, and there was a car, fits the description, backed up in the corner of this little dark
cubby hole
thing they found. And it had a camera. You could see a little red light. He had a Wi-Fi camera or something.
It was, so he could see it from...
He was a high-tech crackhead.
But it was pointing in the wrong direction because I was like, dude, you got a camera right there. So we parked on the other side of the parking deck. I get out and I'll walk over there and I'll sneak up. I kind of get in the cubby hole where the camera can't see me. Throw the tracker on, come back, tell Chad we're good. We drive back down, go over to the hotel.
Yeah, just go in the front door, the main entrance, and we ask to speak to the manager. And we tell them who we are and who we're there for. And we pull up the little website, scroll through the photos, and
bada bing, bada boom.
She's like, yep, know exactly who you're talking about.
Room 206 or something.
Something like that. They're like, here's the master key. This will get you through the deadbolt. This will get you through everything.
This will unlock everything. And so we got big old smiles on our face like a crackhead.
Yeah.
So we get So we're going up to the second floor, and it's on the end unit because they have a little window in there, like a little kitchenette area that can look out and see the main road, and they can see the parking deck. So, of course, we're trying to be very sneaky and inconspicuous, and we go up to the door. I look back at Chad. I said, Chad, you ready? And he looks at me saying the same thing, smiling. I'm going, oh, here we go. And you get goosebumps on you because you're like, you don't know what you're about to walk into. So,
yeah, there's always that.
Yeah. So I unlock it, open the door, we rush in, and what's going on? The dude sitting there, he just got through smoking him a crack pipe.
Yeah, it was on the little table they had in there, and I think aluminum foil, and it was like a pipe, and there was all these little rocks, and they were having a crack party.
Yeah, and the girlfriend was like, she was stiff as a board. She didn't know what to do, and so I went to go put him in handcuffs, and he tried to buck on me a little bit, and he was a fragile guy. I'm like, dude, that's not going to work out well for you, bro. You might not want to do this.
The game is over at this point. Yeah. Just go along with it. You'll be okay.
Yeah. And so we look at the girlfriend. The girlfriend's like, we were going to do it tomorrow. We're going to turn ourselves in tomorrow.
It's funny how they're always ready to do it when we show up. Golly, we should have just waited, Rob.
Man, I know, right? Just wait one more day. And believe it or not, he was arrested for a DWI down in Myrtle. No ties to Myrtle. He had a $10,000 unsecured bond. They just let him go.
Yeah.
He ain't going to show up.
Nope.
He didn't show up for the Brunswick County mess. You think he's going to show up?
And he just got some kind of settlement or something of like $30,000.
Yeah, he had some money.
So, I mean, he had some money on him. He had means to go.
He was smoking it up. That's what he was doing. So, anyway, it stunk like shit in that hotel room. We get out.
Like burnt styrofoam.
Get him in the car. We drive to the parking deck for a second. I get out. I go take the tracker off. We get back in, and we're leaving on the way back. And I don't think he knows where he's at the whole time. And it stinks so bad in my car. Was it my car that we're in?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're in my car, and I'm like, God, man. I'm telling Chad, I'm like, Chad, that's crack. That's all day long crack. And it smells like we said, burnt styrofoam. And it was horrible. And Chad would reach over to me and poke me like this and go, hey, man, check and see if he's alive. Because he was in the back seat like.
It's like somebody turned him off. I mean, he just, he was out.
Yeah, and I was like, so I had to look back there to see if his chest was rising and falling, if he was breathing or not. I went, hey, wake up, bro. You all right? Yeah. I don't think he knew where we were at until we got to jail.
No, he had a bad time the next day, I'm sure.
Man, and he was probably 30 years old, but he looked 60.
Yeah.
Crackheads, gotta love him, man. You used to get your car washed for $5. How about this guy? Remember this guy on the? Let's see if I got it. if you can hear it, I don't know what's going on with my volume on the YouTube, but freebasing cocaine. That's pretty much what he was doing. He was doing anything and everything he could. So I'm sorry, Brunswick County. We had to take him back to you. I think he might be still there.
I don't know, man. Hopefully he's got that done by now. I would hope. But yeah, so we made the family happy. They finally got the call from the mom that was missing, and reassured them that she was alive and doing as well as she could. A lot better now that she wasn't with Danny the Crackhead.
Danny the Crackhead. He looked like a cracked out Ninja Turtle. That's exactly what he looked like.
Yeah, he wasn't well. But anyway.
So that was our trip to Dirty Myrtle. We've been to Dirty Myrtle quite a few times. And I'm not a big fan of Myrtle Beach. A lot of people are. I don't want to even vacation there. That's like, why would you? But
it's got some nice spots, but a lot of the main tourist attraction areas are rough now.
Yeah. I mean, hell, when I was down at the Country Music Festival a couple years ago, they had a shooting right outside the front gate in the parking lot between some gang member and a police officer who got shot. Because I remember asking when we were down at the police department, I remember asking him, "Hey, how's the police officer doing?" "Oh, he's doing great. He's back on shift now." But it's always something.
Yeah,
always something. Well, that's the end of number 7. I think we're getting used to this now, man.
Yeah. So the next episode, what are we gonna do? We haven't discussed it.
We haven't. No, we haven't. I like to have somebody on.
Yeah, I've got a couple of potential folks. It's working them into their schedule and our schedule to make it happen. But yeah, we've got some guests that want to come on and talk. Don't know when that's going to be, but we're going to have someone.
But we'll have something special, I guarantee you. I promise you, because it won't be too far. Let's see. It won't be too far off, and we'll be in Florida at the NABUC convention.
Yep.
And we're going to do a lot of stuff there. We're trying to get everything set up where we're going to do it live on our YouTube channel, where you can watch it live from it, and it also be recorded, so you'll be able to see that. We're going to, like I said, we're going to speak to a bunch of bondsmen from across America, and we're definitely going to speak with Michelle. So, Chad, anything else you want to say to the audience before we get out of here?
No, man, that's about a wrap for today. Just look forward to the next one. We'll have another exciting story. I'm thinking, I don't know, it's going to be a surprise.
I kind of want to do California or something.
Oh, well, okay, we can do that one. That one's going to be...
That one's going to be really a little bit longer, and...
Yeah, there's a lot to that one.
Oh, man. You want to give them a little teaser about what you saw in the hotel when we walked in?
Well, I mean...
It was California, so...
Whatever DomCon was, you can look that up and almost can figure it out, but just didn't know that was going on when we needed a hotel.
Leather and leashes is all I got to say.
Us having a guy in handcuffs was weak compared to what was going on in that hotel.
You ain't lying. Jesus. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with us and supporting us. Like I said, if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, you can reach out to us. Go to offthehookbail.com.
It's in there in the description of the YouTube page.
Yep, YouTube is Off the Hook Podcast. Look it up, subscribe, comment, ask any questions that you want. We're always watching it. If you want to see any more about us, you can go to offthehookbail.com.
And if you know somebody who wants to be a guest, we can do it remotely, or they can come in, or whatever. Somebody that you think would do well with this subject matter. We're open, so let us know.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, thank you, Chad. It was good good seeing this past weekend. It was awesome. We bopped in the water together.
Mm-hmm.
Just sat there and did nothing. It was great.
All right.
Let's do it again. All right, guys. Love you. Mean it.
Peace
We're
out.
out.
You've been listening to Off the Hook with Chad and Rob. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And be sure to follow us for notifications for another exciting episode. But in the meantime, you can go to our website at www.offthehookbail.com to see more. So until next time, stay out of trouble, or it'll be you that needs to get off the hook. See you soon.